What's up, sports bettors? I was following the line movements and just locked in an extremely sharp bet for Suns Timberwolves. So, again, all about using data, market information to find profitable betting opportunities. So, again, the game we're going to be looking at is Suns Timberwolves, right? And you can browse odds for free on OddsJam, any market you want to look at, point spreads, money lines, whatever, right? And kind of the first concept you need to know if you ever want to make money sports betting is price is all that matters, right? You want to treat your sports betting like you run a hedge fund. It's not about watching highlights of Devin Booker and then thinking you have an edge. That's not how you make money sports betting. If so, the sports books would be broke because most people who bet on sports are very square sports fans. The people who make money sports betting are sharps. They understand math, they understand the markets. And what's so fascinating and crazy about sports betting is every bookmaker has different odds, right? So you essentially have hundreds of data points of where the line should be set. So for example, what we can see here is just a bunch of data showing us the best line on the Timberwolves, the best line on the Suns. And this is for the money line. You can look at any market, of course, player props, player points, whatever. So all I know as a sharp bettor is I definitely don't want to be on the Timberwolves at plus 135 because it's a horrible bet. It's a horrible bet, right? And it doesn't matter if the Timberwolves win. If you think you're smart because you bet on them at plus 135, it's a horrible bet. Why? Because there's other sports books offering plus 145, plus 146, plus 138, plus 140, all the way up to plus 156. So you got terrible odds. You got ripped off. And if you're getting ripped off, you're not going to make money sports betting, right? Sports betting isn't about getting rich quick. It's about understanding the markets and hunting for value consistently, enough to beat the VIG, beat the juice, and beat the sports books long term, right? And if you're getting ripped off and getting terrible prices, you're never going to beat the sports books. So the first play I ended up locking in, here's like a perfect example, right? Is, if you want to bet on the Timberwolves, you'd probably rather bet them, as an example, plus 4 at minus 107, which is the sports book offering the best odds, as opposed to, plus 3.5 at minus 105 on BWin, right? So you always want to be using all this data to look for value, right? There are millions of dollars bet on the NBA tonight. It's an efficient betting market. So you can use all these sports books, all their odds, to get a sense of what is a good price for each team. So for example, just looking at all this data in the market, you can see the Timberwolves range from like plus 135 to plus 156. If you told me I could get the Timberwolves plus 200 odds tonight, I would slam it. If you told me I could get the Suns minus 120, I would slam it, right? Because you're getting such great odds. You're using market data, market information to inform your betting decisions and find sharp picks, right? OddsJam's like a little Bloomberg terminal for you. Completely free to browse odds as well, any sport. So the play I ended up going with has a ridiculously high profit margin, 7%, over 7%, almost 7.1. And it's on Bismack over 7.5 rebounds. So you don't even have to know who this player is to know this bet is ridiculously good. No other sportsbook is pricing this, better than minus 106. And FanDuel has this favored. And then Pinnacle, which is the sharpest, most efficient betting market, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, they're pricing this at minus 140. So kind of the weighted market consensus of what this line should be set at is minus 109. We're getting plus 105. So it's kind of like if you had a bunch of stock exchanges and every stock exchange is telling you, hey, this stock should be priced at $200, $190, $250. And there's slight variation. And then you find on some other random, stock exchange, you can buy that stock for $100. It's like, well, that seems like a no-brainer because I have 5 other data points telling me, hey, this stock should be worth between 190 and 220. So sportsbooks will always have variation slightly in their odds. So it's all about looking for these massive discrepancies where we're beating the market, beating the closing line, beating the VIG, and have a sharp, mathematically profitable bet. So this is definitely the play we want to be on. I hit it for the max I could, which is right here. So I'll pull it up. $238 on Bismack over 7.5 rebounds at plus 105. You don't even have to know anything about this player. You don't have to know anything about basketball. It's just clearly market-driven sports betting, following the value, right? Letting OddsJam scan the millions of odds on sportsbooks to try to find those 10 or so bets that actually have a mathematical profit margin. And then, of course, I usually will sort OddsJam just to see the highest profit margin bets. And typically I want to see all sports too. I don't just want to see NBA. So I locked in this bet for $238. The profit margin is 7.09%. Again, I've been tracking my profit and loss since the start of football season. We're up 31.1K. So hopefully we can keep it going. Let's make some money, guys.